Isolation protocol day 145. Wow, almost 150 days. And I have been out of the house to go actually do stuff this many times. Yay, 6 times. My daughter, the zoo opened up. Not the entire zoo, most of the zoo though. Wherever it was that it was possible to remain 6 feet apart and not touch stuff. So the petting zoo, of course, is closed, and the interactive exhibits where your hands are all over stuff, that is closed. Um, Most of the restaurants are closed because they are very small. There are still a few carts around where you can get snacks and drinks. And the big restaurant is open, but you walk in, place your order, walk out, and when your order is ready, you can go in and pick it up. Um, so that was open, and we did do that. But it was so much fun. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I have not been to the zoo for quite a while since they revamped a lot of stuff. It is built onto a hill, a steep hill, um, but yeah, it's oh my gosh, it's so much fun. The exhibits are huge. There are some places where we could not see the animals because they try to keep the exhibits, the areas where the animals are, as natural to the animals as possible. So if the meerkats want to hide in their caves, you don't see them. We saw two of the meerkats. Did not see any of the wolves. Wolves tend to sleep at the time of day that we were there, um, so they were probably holed up in their dens or sleeping under the shrubbery or whatever. But yeah, it's just a huge area in the hillside that the wolves get. The elephants also get a very large area with lots of trees in one side and an open area with a river on the other with mud wallows and stuff for the warthogs. And yeah, so yeah, you don't always see the animals, but what we did see was oh, absolutely fascinating. They've got a lake for the bears, and the one side is glass, and it's in a you kind of go down into a dip, and you're below the level of the water, so you can see them when they're swimming around. That was so much fun. One of the bears came right up and was looking directly at my sister, who was looking directly at it, about that far apart, or however thick the glass is. Um, so then we stepped back so that the little kids could go up to the window because, yeah, you got to stay apart. And a couple of little kids were right there, and there was a toddler there, and one of the bears started wrestling with another bear, and these grizzlies are huge. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're huge, and they just slammed into the glass, plastic, I'm sure, um, and the whole place just vibrated, and the kid just went. It was so much fun. Uh, Anyhow, yeah, we saw cormorants and California condors and bald eagles. They've got nesting population that they raise and release the babies in controlled. They're tagged and everything, and they do a controlled release and track them for a while to make sure that they're doing okay. So they're helping to repopulate the bald eagle and California condor populations. We've got a really nice, um, very small, it's probably only about 40, 50 buffalo. But the babies, once they're weaned, they get sent off to Montana and Canada to help repopulate a wild buffalo herd up there. Uh, so yeah, there's oh yeah, a lot of efforts for this zoo to help with animals in the wild as well. And yeah, on the way out, yeah, masks were required throughout the whole zoo. We did take them off while we were eating, but the tables are like 20 feet apart, so that even when you're sitting down at the table, you're still 6 feet apart from whoever's at any of the other tables. Um, anyhow, my daughter bought me a mask. Yeah, it looks like the California license plate, but it's got animals instead of numbers. Isn't that cute? Yep. Of course, none of the numbers are as tall as the giraffe. Um, that was, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I was so exhausted. I slept the minute I got home, and it's been about 24 hours, and I just woke up. So somehow I must have woken up and just not remembering it because my fingers are pink. Terrible job, but I must have woken up and painted my nails. Why the heck I painted my nails? Don't know. Um, Knitting front. Oops, excuse me. Good. This laptop is actually just balanced on the tips of my knees. On the knitting front, my son's sweater is almost completely done. I have not decided how I want to do the neckband. If I want to just leave it as a simple neckband and cast it off now. If I want to do a rolled neckband and stitch it down on the inside, which means I'll need to knit about 6 more rows. Turtleneck, who knows? I haven't decided yet, but I'm kind of leaning towards a rolled neckband on that. Uh, Knitting and crocheting front, I've pulled out a few whips and I've worked a couple of rows on each of them, and so really nothing to show. Um, Writing, no, hasn't happened. Reading, I have done so much reading. On Tuesday, I think I will, if I haven't written anything to be able to read that, what I will do is review a couple of the books that I have read, just the ones that I think that I would recommend. Again, I'm not sponsored by anybody or anything. Um, I would tell you about the yarn for this, but it's a discontinued yarn. So yeah, it's an alpaca blend. I can't even remember what it's called anymore. Um, but it's old yarn. Um, what am I going to do? Giving my son an alpaca sweater. If I give him a turtleneck, he will probably wear it to work in. Uh, I really don't want that. He will destroy it. But actually, he'd probably wear it to work in no matter what. Um, he does work at a grocery store, which kind of makes me nervous because he is like face to face with people, and there are no mask requirements where he is. So even though there's a lot of cases, so it makes me nervous. Uh, my daughter is required to wear a mask, uh, even though she deals mostly like 90% with animals. Um, Picking up dead ones off the street, trapping, getting some that are caught in traps. But she also does have to do a lot of face-to-face contact with owners, especially when bites are involved and stuff like that. So, yeah, worry about that too. I've got people in the medical field, and well, at least my niece did finally cancel her big wedding. Um, it's not because of the virus either. It's because of other family issues going on his side of the family. So, yeah, that's kind of sad. But next year, they're planning on next year instead. So, because she does want a summer wedding. So, yeah, next summer. What else? Not much else. Dogs. I don't know if I told you that the dogs managed to get up on the cabinet into a jar of peanut butter, ripped the lid off, and ate the entire jar. I think I probably have told that story. But they were good dogs while I was at the zoo all day. Um, 4.5 hours at the zoo, something like that. They did not break into the house and destroy anything. No, they waited till I was sleeping, and then they got into the recycling, which I need to gather up and take out tomorrow. So I've got cans and bottles and stuff all over the floor, and yeah, I'll deal with that later. I am still too tired from going to the zoo. Um, Nothing else. That's about it. So I will catch you on Tuesday for book stuff. Alrighty. Bye.